M0FXB, welcome to my channel and my videos on the Icom ID-52. FXB, thought I'd just do a video showing you the 705 and the new Icom 52 in DR mode. So let's look at one at a time. So you've got the usual DR mode, used reflector, and they're both on the open spot 3. And then you've got the waterfall scope, and this is your GPS information that's coming in on both radios. You can see that the 705 hasn't quite got a lock yet, and I will say that the 52 does get a GPS lock quicker. Now to remove the GPS pop-up, you can tap it or hit back. Yeah, I hit back actually. On the 52, you just hit the enter screen, so you can see the waterfall scope. I'll just show you close up now. If I expand the waterfall scope on the 705 and then zoom in for you, you can see the quality of the waterfall scope, and you can actually change it and make it and see a wider band, but I'm keeping it narrow at the moment. Now let's look at the 52. So that's the way it looks like when you're on the 52, and there's your GPS coming in. Hit enter. That's nice. So you can see it's quite a pixelated kind of waterfall. So let's look back at the 705. So the 705 is better. It's definitely a better quality screen, and you can expand it as well. So there's where you can expand either the scope or the text. So we hit expand there. There you go. And let's just show you how you can play with these here. Just go to number 1 and go span. Look, it's showing almost like a zoomed in version. Hit again. It looks best when it's about, I'd say about there. Now there are settings on the 52 to change what you see, but I can't get it to do that. So that's the 705. So we're back on the 52. So on the 52, when the scope's running, you can hit the quick button at the bottom here, and go to scope mode, and you can we're on center. Let's do scroll fix. And when you're in this mode, it's showing, because we're not in the center, so it's showing it here. If we start to turn the channel, it's going to take us off of our open spot. But we could, if we were in VFO mode, let's hold down DR, we can scroll. See that way we can just scroll, when you can do it in memory and VFO. So we're in memory there, so we hit VFO, and you can scroll. Put the scope back on. There you go. And now we're scrolling. There you go. You also need a signal to see, but you can see how you can scroll. Let's go back to DR mode. Hold down DR, and we're back in DR mode, and we can go scope. Quick button, scope mode, and we can go fixed. And then you'll see that. Now that's showing a wider part of the band. You can see other stations coming in there on that. We'll look at the menu for the scope. Go menu, go to settings, and we'll go to scope there. And then you've got quite an extensive menu there. Display steps, it's 15 or 20. You can turn the waterfall off, speed, fast, fix mode, AF output. So there are other settings. Let's just try something I tried before when I changed the steps. So see if that changes the waterfall. So all you do, turn the scope off, go VFO twice, scope's off. then go to quick, go to steps, see if we can find steps. Might have to come out of DR mode, so we'll go back, come out of DR mode, then we'll go quick, and then we'll go up to TS, hit the right, and we'll change the steps to, let's go to a wider one. Let's go to 50 kilohertz. Now let's go back in DR mode and let's hit menu and scope. See if that changes anything. Yeah, I think it does. I think it's showing a wider, you know, coverage. Let's just go quick, scope mode, and let's do center. Yeah, I think it's showing more of the band when you do that. So let's just change those steps again. So we'll come out of waterfall, go menu, quick again, sorry about this. Come out of DR mode, go quick, steps, to the right. Let's go really wide, let's go, we could try auto actually, well let's do 200. Go back into DR mode. Like so, and then we're going to turn on the scope. I think it does change it. So let's try auto. So we'll come out. Quick. Scope mode. Actually, no, that's the wrong one. Quick, we want the steps. Frequency steps. Turn off the scope first. Quick step. Then steps. Let's go to auto. Let's select auto. Now let's do scope. Let's see what we see now. We'll turn back onto DR mode. Hold down DR here. We can have a listen this time.
Another solution. In fact, when I get property, when I buy my
I mean, the audio is excellent on the 52.
I just take the radio out.
So that's the way it looks. Let's go back to the 705. So there's the 705. We'll turn up the volume so you can hear it.
Well, I can find another Icom 7000. Those are discontinued and pricey when you see them come up.
Again, sounds excellent. So what we'll do, I'll just show you DR mode. So it's the same as the 52. You've got use reflector on the top, and you can tap it on this, like so, and you can select local CQ, gateway CQ, your call sign, a reflector, RX history, TX history, direct input for UR, direct input repeater. Let's just go back and then we'll show you what that does on the 52. So on the 52 you would select upwards with your toggle, then you'd enter, hit the enter, use reflector. Let's go at the top, so local CQ, gateway CQ, your call sign, reflector, RX history, TX history, direct input UR, direct input RPT. So that's virtually the same, I would say. Go back. Let's just select the most common one, so we'll hit enter again and we'll go to reflector. And if you look on reflector, let's go to link to reflector. You've got the direct input option there, and in that option you can select REF, XRF, DCS. That's very handy. The older 51s didn't do that. So let's just show you that on the 705. And if you notice, the 705 still hasn't got a lock yet. But anyway, tap use reflector. So obviously it's touchscreen. We'll tap reflector this time. And we've got use reflector, link to reflector, unlink, repeater information. Let's just find direct input. So try again. Use reflector. Then it's reflector, link to reflector, direct input, and there it is again. Obviously it looks very good on a larger screen. Right, sorry about that. So with the large toggle, look, let's go back a bit. I can change that here, XRF, DCS and XLX, and that's obviously very handy. Let's go back. If you want to do your call sign, go to under Gateway CQ, go to your call sign, and then you can add them all here. Same goes for the 52. Let's go back to the 52, go back, let's go to your call sign, and here there's some previously added ones, as you can see. So very similar in DR mode, both radios are very similar. Interestingly, still no lock on the 705, so that tells you how good the 52 is on its GPS lock. But you've still got all the same information. You've got the pop-ups coming through. They're more colourful. It's a shame we haven't got a GPS lock, because if you look on the 52, I can go, we can look at the pop-ups that are coming in. We can look at the GPS info. Now let's see if it will let me do that when the scope's on. So we'll hit quick. GPS information, that you've got the satellites coming in there. Now you do get that on the 705. Normally you can just tap the GPS emblem and it will show. But and there's the satellites. But they're in black and white because we haven't got a lock. But it does do it. And then on this, we'll go back on here, like so, GPS position, and there's the position. That's your pop-up that the other station will see when you've turned on DPRS. How do you turn on DPRS? Well, on the 705, you literally just tap the DPRS on or off. On the 705, you have to go menu, GPS, down to TX mode, and then you have to select DPRS. TX format, or you can change your TX format. But anyway, it's on, so. Now the bottom section where it says open spot 3, you're basically selecting either your hotspot or a repeater or gateway. Now you can, in DR menu, have normal analog FM repeaters links as well. You can program them in, but generally we're using it for our hotspot and repeaters. So let's tap it on 705, and then we've got a choice here. We can do a search for a near repeater. You can choose all repeaters, DV or FM. So let's choose all, and then it will find the ones near you, and it remembers the lock, or there is a memory file that you can load into the radio, and it will remember and it will choose the one near you. So if I tap that one now, it's put it there at the bottom. That's my hotspot. And if I show you on the 52, go back. So we're still on the open spot, so we've got to move using the toggle, go down to the from section, hit enter, and then we can go near repeater. We'll choose all, and it's searching, and look, it's done the same thing. And we can select one of them, and it's put in Western Supermare. Or we can select it again, and what's quite handy is you can, well, you could select your repeater list. Let's just show you that on both. Like so, repeat, and look, you've got your repeater list on both, and you can edit and change these. But that's for another video. So let's go back. Back on this one. You can use the VFO, or you can go back here. Now on the 52, you don't have to show the scope. You can show the GPS. I'll show you how to do that. So we're in DR mode. We'll come out of scope. Hold down this button for DR mode. Turn the scope off, and we're showing the date here. If you go menu, set, go down to display, like so, and then we're looking for one that says single display. display, single display, there it is there, and you can go GPS information, back out, and look, you're permanently showing your GPS. I can't see you can do that on the 705, maybe you can, but anyway, you can tap this anytime you want, you know, at the top there, the GPS. Now, both of these have SD cards, so with both of these you can load your CSV file for your repeater list. On the 705 you go menu, and you're looking for the SD card. Go to set SD card, and then look, you get options here to load settings, save from, import, export, SD card info, and other things. But the main thing is, even your firmware. But the main thing is, and you actually upgrade the firmware for the tuner in this using this SD card apparently. The main thing is you can import and export on CSV files, load CSV files, and save settings. Now look on the 52, go to menu, set, we'll go down to the SD card, and again load settings, save for form, import, export, opening picture. Yeah, they both can do an opening picture. SD card info, screen capture. Yeah, they both do screen captures. TXRX picture view. There's some old pictures that I've done. Alright, firmware update is very similar on both radios, format and unmounting your SD card. So, you know, from a functionality point of view, I think that the 52 is in DR mode and memory mode, VFO mode, for VHF, UHF, very similar. They both display the time. They're both displaying the SD cards. We're still waiting for a lock on the 705. The funny thing is, if I move it 1 foot to the right or left or back, it will just suddenly get a lock. So, oh look, we might even have a lock finally. There you go, we actually have a lock. And let's do them both at the same time. Let's just go like so. Yeah, there you go. Like twins. And that does look nice, doesn't it, on both radios. For me, the perfect situation is if you've got a 7300 here for HF, and then you've got the 52, which is like two D-Star radios because it receives D-Star on A and B band at the same time. So it's like having two D-Star radios. So a 52 next to an Icom 7300, to me, is the perfect setup. Let's back out of that. So the CD button here, and then the back button here. So I think that's about it. I mean, there's a lot more to DR mode anyway. The main thing that I would say is I wish they'd made a higher definition scope, waterfall scope for the 52. I'm sure they could have done it quite easily. Maybe they can still. Because when you could put it next to a 705 or a 7300, the scope, you know, is a bit disappointing, but it's still fun and usable, but disappointing. And just remember that the 52 is a dual band radio. You can only hear, look at and listen to one band on the 705. You can mess around with memory settings to effectively make it dual watch. So, in summary, DR mode, which I think is excellent, will work well and does work well on both of these radios. You are buying the most, you know, the most advanced radios on the market at the moment, and they are great fun, but yeah, they cost a lot of money. So thanks very much for watching. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe my channel. 7-3, all the best. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from M0FXB. 7-3, all the best.